You're tuned in to Sister right here on Citi TV and as well live on 97.3 Citi FM. I'm here with my lovely sisters Felicia, Olivia and Rosie, and we're moving on to the second story. Ladies, be ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now this one says, hello AJ. I'm a very open-minded, loyal, hardworking and respectful young man who is in a beautiful marriage with an amazing woman, my wife. My wife is smart, beautiful, intelligent, gorgeous and respectful as well. Well, most of the time. Our marriage has been blessed with 2 beautiful children. However, my wife has started putting up a certain behavior that doesn't sit well with me. And I want you and your sisters to help me understand this. The last few weeks has been very uncertain for me as my wife has started spying on me by constantly checking my phone to see who I'm talking to and when. I chanced upon her doing it twice in the past few weeks, and when I confronted her, she said, and I quote, "Men who are real men allow their wives to check their phones if they are not hiding anything." AJ, I'm not hiding anything, but this act of hers always makes me feel vulnerable anytime she collects my phone and starts to scroll through everything, even my call log. I'm not a weak man, but I don't want issues with her, so I allow it. But honestly, I feel disrespected and weak about this whole situation. AJ, is this a woman's thing, or my wife is being too inquisitive and unreasonable? I'm not happy with this at all. Is it okay for my wife to be checking my phone? I want you and your sisters to advise me on what to do and how to go about this. Ding, ding, ding. She's disrespectful most of the time. Now on these particular occasions, she's disrespecting him, or he feels, because she's looking through his phone. Is it okay for a woman to go through the man's phone? No?
I honestly don't see anything wrong if we're able to get naked and sleep on the same bed. What's a phone?
But Felicia, you disagree?
Yeah.
Why?
Whoa.
I never check my boyfriend's phone.
Do you think it's wrong for you to do so?
I don't think there's a need to. It's not wrong, but there's no need to check your boyfriend's
But I'm curious.
phone or your husband's phone.
What if she's curious?
Curious about what?
About who you are talking to.
So you know what? Whenever you go looking for things, you find what you are looking for.
So she wants to find it.
And I believe in, we usually have insecurity about things we feel like we fall prey to. When you start cheating and doing things, you start to suspect your partner to do the same.
So she's the one doing it.
That is my personal view on this. Because anytime you start looking into these things, it's like, oh, is he doing same? But if you are not doing something and you are innocent about it, you never think the other person is doing, unless they show signs or they give you reasons to believe they are. And in this case, it doesn't sound like that. Because what are you looking for in the phone? And I'm waiting. I beg to differ.
Some parts
we hardly agree, but this one here.
So I don't see the need, right, to go snooping around your husband's phone. If everything is fine and everything is okay, everything is rosy, there's no need. I don't do that. I don't wake up in the morning and my whole agenda is snooping. However, there are times, instances, cases, scenarios, crime scenes that you must investigate. That must be investigated.
Really?
And you know something? Okay, let me say something. Let me get serious. Okay, right now, you see, it's 2 things.
Yeah.
Your hypothesis, I won't rule it out. It could be possible.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like some 10% or some 12%. Okay. Now, there are also the percentage that maybe they've been hanging around women who are having all manner of stories about, hey, the way I thought my husband was an angel, and one day I saw this, one day. It's kind of like, she wants to see that and prove to herself, look, my impression of my husband being a good man is what it is. Yeah. There's also this one that, because it's the man who sent in the message. You see, men, let me tell you something. When a man wants to cheat, they think they're covering their back. But trust me, their back is so exposed.
That's true.
And women are able to take hints from very little things. I don't want to say some. Okay, but my husband hasn't fallen in the casket, so let me just go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Maybe, for instance, usually when he comes home, he doesn't even problem to take his bath and put. All of a sudden, when he comes home, quickly, he's in the shower. He's taking a shower. Okay, baby. Then he's trying to form like, oh, I'm trying to be Madam Mr. Neat. But he's trying to clean off evidence. Why are you in a hurry? You understand? Or maybe you want to do some oral kikiromi. And then he goes like, oh, no, I'm not tired. Let me bath first.
Oh,
I mean, who is
Kiki,
am I
Romy.
complaining?
Yeah,
So
I'm
because
complaining.
somebody's this thing has been there, you don't want to contaminate the thing with your wife's this thing. So you want to polish it so the things don't mix out of quote unquote respect for your wife. Look, let me be
Wow.
very frank. I'm
All
saying
right,
that
Kiki,
look,
Romy.
there are
I
some
love it.
things that you see when men are doing sudden, or maybe all of a sudden, before when your phone is there, you just leave it there. All of a sudden, you are so protected when you're sleeping because the phone is under your pillow. You know, when you are going to bath, the phone is, then there are so many actions, and sometimes they don't see themselves doing it. But if you're a woman and you're very upset, if you watch like, this guy, why? All of a sudden, he's been like this, he's been like that. Or maybe, I want your phone for something, and he's standing there, waiting for you to see what you are doing on the phone. When he finishes, he collects it. Why are you standing there? You understand? That's something that there are certain attitudes that before wasn't there. You may think that you haven't changed. You may think that you're not doing anything different. Maybe you have not cheated on your wife, but maybe you are flirting with somebody in the office. It's probably a harmless flirt, and you wouldn't want your wife to see it, and that's why you are worried and you are doing certain things. So because of that, your wife is also getting the hint. So there are several reasons why a normal woman who never checks your phone, that is different from that woman that as soon as she starts dating you, every week it's like routine. Every Monday morning, let me pick his phone, let me check who has he spoken to, his caller, which one has he deleted. No, not that kind of a woman. I'm a woman who never did that before and suddenly is doing it. It could be because maybe she's a housewife, the children are grown, she's bored, she has too much time on her hands. She wants to do that. That's one. Two, she's listening to all kinds of stories and she's watching all kinds of plays and she's getting ideas into her head. Two or three, she has actually seen certain things, patterns, signs that is giving her that feeling like something could be happening.
Or four, she's doing it herself.
Or four, she's doing it herself and she wants to convince herself that her husband is not doing same so that she can feel guilty to stop. Or if her husband is doing same, then she can feel okay to say, okay, make me cry, I don't do one. You understand?
Yeah.
But whatever
Plot
it
twist.
is, I don't think that women just get up and check men's phones if there's no real reason to. But my question is that, especially if it's your boyfriend or his husband, once you get to that point where you have to be checking, then Charlie, slow down.
I've learned a new word, by the way, oral
because-
Kiki Romy. I still can't get over it. But let me come to Olivia and I'll come to you, Felicia.
So my thing is, if you are in a marriage and like I said in the beginning, and you can't easily casually pick your husband's phone, not that you're snooping around or anything and he has a problem on it. You both, your password is your mother's, grandmother's, sister's, uncle's date of birth and some code and some something. Nobody has access to your phone. Then there's a big problem because as far as I'm concerned, the phone is just supposed to be a tool for communication in the family. So maybe you use it's a tool for communication in and out, for work, for home. It's just a tool. So if you start, and for me, he said something that is making me wonder, why should your wife, I can understand that maybe she's aggressive, but I don't see how it should make you feel weak. Because he mentioned something about feeling all weak and you know, so that's sort of affecting him. But if you have at the back of your mind that you have nothing to hide, if I were you, I'll just ignore her because it's a phase, it will pass. Like Rosie was saying, maybe she's heard something or maybe something has been triggered from the past, her past experience. Maybe somebody cheated on her, so she's like, oh, so far you've been so good, this is too good to be true. Hey, maybe you have changed, but I don't know. So let me just check on and make sure that I'm not being a fool in this marriage. So many things could lead to it. If I were you, I'll just take it as just a phase. It will pass, or just accept it for what it is. At the end of the day, you have nothing to hide.
Right.
It's there. Don't even notice it. It will surprise you that when you leave your phone and she takes it and you don't comment, she's like, there's no resistance. There's no, she's like, the more you're fighting with you, what are you hiding? What's your problem? It's like, you're rather stirring up the situation and making it worse. So ignore her. If you know you have nothing to hide, if you have something to hide, start confessing that areas. Sister Mansa at work has been saying that she likes my moves, she likes me or something, so that she would know, and probably also stop having all sorts of conversations with other people that would stir up unnecessary arguments in your matrimonial home. But by all means, I feel like it's okay for partners, especially married couples, to be able to take a phone and a partner's phone and be able to
Really?
go through it, like you casually, not that you're actually snooping. If you want to snoop, okay, once in a while you say, hey, who is he talking to? Once in a while. Or if you just want to be able to say, oh, I need to call somebody, or I need to Facebook, my phone is off, Facebook is off, I'm bored, or Instagram, I'm bored. I should be
Why
able
are you
to take
bored
my
and looking at my phone?
because
It's a
I'm home.
question.
No, because I'm home. Don't you ever get bored? Like you're home,
I'm
you're
bored
finished
and I decide to
eating.
invade
No,
your
my
privacy.
phone is low battery.
I can afford to stare at my husband.
Yeah.
Why can't I stare at your phone?
Your phone.
Why are you reading messages?
Please.
Because I'm sitting down and
I wouldn't do it. You see, I don't do it because, you see, to be honest with you, I don't want to see something like,
You don't exactly. Why would you give yourself
Wow.
unnecessary high blood
It's
pressure?
not a matter. Honestly, I just think that for whatever reason it is that I choose to take my husband's phone, I don't need an explanation to take his phone.
yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
End of.
That's interesting.
There should be no
And
explanation.
I
It's
It
true.
could, I thought could cross my mind. I could go through and not see anything. I won't be bothered. And my husband too is not bothered. And my phone is there. Even that's what I was saying the last time, that we send ourselves steamy text messages and we are scared because like, yo, Charlie, delete them because kids I will see, Zephaniah will see, so you have to delete. And my kids, they have such sharp eyes. You can text something, by the time you read it, they're done reading, just like that. So quickly delete it, because everybody has, the phone is just lying anywhere in the house. Like when my phone, I've got a low battery, I can take my husband, and surprisingly, my husband is not on any social media accounts, and I have my
He's a
social
smart man.
media.
He's a smart man.
I have my, no,
Yeah, very
I
good.
think that he's just not bothered in that, like he has other interests. So he's got, and he actually doesn't have any social media account, and he's constantly on my social media account. So when my phone goes off, I easily pick his and go through. And when he's bored, he goes through my social media. Like, you know, some people are very, very protective. Even their social media accounts, they don't want
Yeah.
you to see who
Yeah.
is DMing who and who is doing. We just don't care.
I can testify to that when it comes to Olivia. Charlie, when I was looking for Charlie, my phone is off, so I had to take my husband's phone to go and pick the camera. Like, hey, he gave the phone to you for like 5 hours to
He
go and come
did.
back. I'm like, okay.
He
No
did.
lie.
I love it.
But
He did.
I can't do it, but I love it.
It's okay for that to happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of women these days feel entitled to their husband's phone.
No,
And it's
listen.
become like a
No,
thing
there's
where
nothing wrong with
with
being
being
entitled.
entitled. Thank you.
Listen, my thing is,
Thank
listen,
you,
listen.
Rosie.
I will not condone women
aggression
going to
that
check
comes with it,
the
like-
phone because listen. You have different kinds of men. We all have different kinds of partners. They have certain tendencies and that. You knew some of them before you got married to them.
yeah.
And the question is that, listen, are you ready for what you are going to see? Yes
Right.
or no?
Yeah.
Is it prudent to be checking your husband's phone? No. Me, I won't go and do it. It's not prudent. If I do,
Then
it's
you are
because
on suspicion.
in fact, my 2 legs are on something. It's
Yeah.
just that I'm hoping it's not true. That's why I'm going to check. And if I check, whatever I'm looking for, I will find it. And I even know what I'm looking for if I even find it. You understand what I'm trying to say? However, you can't tell me that I am not entitled to it.
Thank you.
It's like me having a property of mine. Hold on. If I have land and we got married together, are you entitled to that property? If me, myself, my body,
Thank you.
I was born by my mother, named by my mother, with my father's surname, Kokume slapped on his
Hey.
bum. Now that you have come to change
Stamp
it
it with your
and made
name.
me now a daughter of Accra,
Hey.
you've moved me from Water Region to Accra. Are you entitled to me or not?
Hey, every
The
bit
person that
of
you are
you.
entitled to every bit of me. If
Yeah.
that bit of me comes with my
Hey.
phone, you're entitled to
Thank
it.
you.
But you see, the question is that, are you allowed, is it prudent, even though you're entitled to me, is
Yeah.
it prudent to misuse me?
Yeah.
To always be around me, checking on me, where are you going, where are you taking? No, it's not prudent.
exactly.
But that word, of course you're entitled to it. You have every right to have access to that thing. Because listen, sometimes the phones have, not even for relationship issues, but serious financial things, like maybe people who owe you, people who do things. Look, in a case where you are past and gone, there's so much information on the phone that your spouse can use to follow up certain deals, to follow up certain things. I don't know how 2 people can say they are married and they are not open about certain things. You should be open to a certain level. However, both of you should recognize that you're in a marriage. If both of you respect each other in a marriage, know that you're in a marriage and open to each other, listen, that need to check will not even come up. However, are you entitled to? Yes. Do you have a right to the phone? Yes. If my husband picked my phone today and saw something in it, the argument will not be, why did you pick my phone?
It will be,
I
why
should be
do you
busy
have that?
defending
Yeah.
what he saw that he didn't like. The same way, if I pick my husband's phone and I saw something I didn't like, he can't ask me, why did you pick my phone? He will ask me, he will not have to defend what I saw that he didn't like. The entitlement, I'm entitled. But however, as a woman, look, if you don't have the heart to say, don't even try. You understand? And sometimes the mental torture it gives you, after you've seen it, then you're now building extra castles that were not even there. The probabilities, assumptions, permutation, and things is too much.
But Rosie,
so I'm entitled.
does the entitlement only come or is in place when you're married? Are you entitled to your
yes.
partner's phone when you're dating?
Yeah.
Married, most definitely yes. When you are dating, that is the source. That is where you align. Look, see, dating is a phase that should lead to marriage. Why people think that dating should be different from marriage, I don't understand. So when you are dating, you don't have entitlements, but these are things you need to discuss so that when it happens in marriage, it doesn't become a strange thing that just happens. Because people date, they are happy, they're excited, they get married, and they become boring people because all of a sudden they're not doing certain things and Charlie.
And then they start asking questions like, oh, when we're dating, you didn't used to ask me for my phone, so why are you not asking me for my phone?
Which could be an interesting scenario going here.
Exactly.
Because
But
she
when
will
we're dating, you were not doing anything.
So now,
Now,
that
they are being
you're
suspicious.
married, it's like, what's the big deal? So it's
lesson learned, but I like Rosie said, I don't see the need to be going.
Now
through
let's
your
bring it
partner's
back
phone.
home to this gentleman.
I don't.
He is uncomfortable. He feels disrespected with the rate at which she randomly grabs, scrolls through, and checks in on everyone he's spoken to or called in the day of. How does he deal with it, in your opinion?
at the end of the day, every relationship, it needs to be based on respect, love, mutual understanding, communication, yada, 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 yada. So the foundation of the relationship needs to be respect. If I respect you and love you, I wouldn't go out there and do what I'm not supposed to do. Therefore, I wouldn't have to go through the trouble of hiding stuff that I've done. Therein also lies the fact that, yes, as much as I'm entitled to your phone, I need to respect
Your
you
boundaries.
enough to be able to say, oh, babe, you know, maybe I need your phone for this. It's all about tact, and it's all about treating people with respect. Because if you love and respect somebody, you wouldn't want to treat them in a way that they don't want to, you don't want to be treated. So, like I said, I feel like this woman is in a certain phase. There's so many unanswered questions here. Why she's now feeling like that? She probably watched the play, you know, like all the things that we mentioned in earlier. But the best way, I think, is to ignore her. Honestly, that's what I think. I feel like, because you're mentioning it, and the more you mention it, it's like, okay, you're hiding something. So change the strategy. Try ignoring her, not noticing when she takes your phone. Let your phone not be an issue. It shouldn't, of all the beautiful things you could be doing, you could be having a nice shot. You could be doing like round 2,
You shouldn't put a
round 3.
password on his phone
You
to
know.
prevent her from going through it.
No, you definitely should not put a password.
she'll crack
Like
it.
Rosie, like you should crack it. Like Rosie was saying.
Your wife, I'll crack it.
It's so true. Like Rosie was saying the last time, the car broke down. I had to go pick the kids from school. I had a low battery. Bam, my husband gave me his phone. Or touch wood, an accident could happen. And then immediately it's like, okay, we need to access some money. Okay, I don't have, but my husband has details on his account. How do you, like, a phone should be a helping tool at home. That's all that it is. If you make it anything else than it is, do you know what? I actually know people. People,
Tell us.
sisters,
Who have
who
different
have
phones,
different phones, and it's in the car.
Stop it.
I
Oh,
saw
yes.
it. I was like,
No.
No, they have different. That phone is constantly under the driver's seat.
was
Nobody
under
sees it.
You know where it is, Rosie.
joking.
Rosie knows where it is.
Rosie.
Under the driver's seat.
So they go inside and go and take it
That
and
one
then
has a different number. So when they're in the car, they charge it. When they come home, that one is for side gig.
That one even goes off sometimes.
Hey.
It's
Hey,
And it's in-
Wow.
and it's all in the car.
You see what I'm saying with
So-
a straight face, because it is a true.
It's true.
It's a true
For
distance.
Rosie to confirm, it's true.
It is a true
Because
distance.
I saw my uncle
I'm
we
like,
do it. So I was
oh,
like,
yes.
yo.
They will have a different SIM card that does
different
different.
SIM card for different
Yes, different
priorities.
clients for different clients.
For different clients. It's
But the good thing
crazy.
is that she even checks the phone in his presence. So you see, it's not a big deal like that. Charlie.
Exactly.
Felicia, what do you think he should be doing?
As my sisters were saying, she just has to let this slide. It's just a phase. I'm sure she's heard saying, I'm not a stickler for, you know, going through people's phones. I don't have much to say about this.
Honestly?
Honestly, I need to be very honest about it, because growing up, I came to the realization that I choose my peace of mind.
Yeah.
And in any situation, I don't pick my sister's phone.
Me neither.
She doesn't pick my phone. I've never picked my boyfriend's phone. Even though he's always hiding it under his pillow. I try to make stories for myself. Maybe he's hiding his bank account, whatever it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
I try not to care, and I just do my part. And so I can't say much about this. I'll just go with my sisters on this.
And on that note, ladies, thank you so much for joining me. Always a pleasure. Time flies when you're having fun, man. Honestly.
it does.
But it's always a pleasure having you ladies on to give the most sound advice. And we love to hear it. Of course, always incredible Felicia, the ever lovely Olivia, and the ever feisty and hot and Sazy Rosie. Come on, give them. Back to back. And thank you for being tuned in. And as always, I'm going to end it with my final thoughts. And to my final thoughts, to our very first story, our lady who's faced with a dilemma where the in-laws are definitely munching off your goodwill and your husband's benevolence. I do agree with my sisters that you need to take a stance. Perhaps giving them a seed capital or the business perhaps to officially cut them off might be a way to go. But definitely you do need some financial advice to show your husband the true situation and the true scenario that you may be in if he continues putting all your investments away towards his family as against keeping it for your small family. So please make it a point to get a counselor, definitely get a financial advisor, and perhaps think of ways in which you can give a final quote-unquote offering to your family members, your in-laws, so that this will be a way of them starting off their life and completely and finally getting away from yours. And after that point, when your no comes, your no truly should mean no. And at no point in time should you bend, sway, or be tempted to move money meant for your future to give to your in-laws. Because honestly, who would rather work when you can get free money? And that's exactly how your in-laws feel. Now, to our second and final story about our gentleman, who's faced where his lady is consistently snooping on his phone. Me, I don't think you should go snooping because honestly, you will find what you are looking for. But I do agree, my sisters, where in this particular situation where you're both married, there might be, or there is some entitlement to each other's bodies, phones, and personal properties. So you've made your bed and you should truly lie in it. And if she is just doing it to maybe alleviate her own fears, then give her a reason why she shouldn't suspect you, or reason why she shouldn't be obsessed with going through to see what you've been up to. Reassure her that truly she is the only one in your life, and you love her, you respect her, and you're willing to forsake all others, and you have to stick to her. So maybe reassuring her a bit more about your love, your fidelity, and your appreciation of her might allay all those fears and perhaps lead her to put the phone away and focus only on your beautiful face. And I hope you two are able to work out this difficult bump and able to move on in your happy story as a wonderful married couple. I wish you luck on this interesting journey you're on with your woman. But finally, thank you for being tuned in to another exciting edition of Sisters. It's always a pleasure bringing it to you every Thursday on Citi FM, and of course Friday at 9 p.m. right here on Citi TV, inviting you to join me next week for another exciting edition. Of course, very big thank you to LifeMate for being our host and allowing us come live from their premises every week. We really appreciate you. Find them in North Industrial Area. Come through for all your wonderful furniture because they truly make your space, your home, your office look absolutely unique. And of course, a very big thank you to our incredible sponsors, Onga, Mama's Helping Hand, makes your meals delicious. Of course, to Kel Kids toothpaste, and get your Kel Chakwa as well too for the adults. But use the kids, and then trust me, your kids will have pearly whites all throughout. And of course, to the Ghana AIDS Commission Red Ribbon Campaign, we appreciate you coming on board and always appreciate your help in bringing our episodes straight to our viewers and our listeners live on Citi FM and Citi TV. My name is AJ Akwakosapon. Find me on social media at AJ7. Of course, if you have a story that you want to send to us, send it to us at sisterislive@gmail.com, and your story might be discussed next week. Until I come your way again, keep watching Citi TV and keep listening to Citi FM.